I woke up this morning literally feeling strong. There's a saying in Serbian, mogo bi volu rep iščupat, which basically means I could rip an ox's tail off. It basically means like I'm just feeling strong, really, really strong. These days don't come around often, especially, given the fact that last week, or I don't know how many days ago now, I was just feeling so bad. But today was the exact opposite. I just felt explosive the moment I woke up and got out of bed. There was a pop to me. I really felt like I could do some really good things in the gym today. So like any other day, I plan to just do deadlifts in the morning. Straight up as soon as I walk in, no stretching, no nothing. Some of you guys have asked me, do you do any stretching? I literally do not do any stretching. When you have such a high frequency of training, when you train every single day and you do the big stuff, deadlift, squat, that kind of thing, your body just doesn't go back to a short state. You're always kind of in the long state, if you know what I mean. Like, you're always revisiting the full range of motion. Therefore, you don't need to actually stretch. One of you guys actually asked me, like, if you don't stretch, what do you do? Well, there are days that I come in and I feel really stiff. And what I do is I just basically sit in the bottom of the squat. And another one of you guys said, use a broomstick, use like a little thing that you can put on your shoulder just to kind of mimic the bar and just head down into the squat. That could also work, but for me, like, it's always been a little bit more difficult for me to just have no weight on the back. So what I usually do is I load 60 kilos on the bar on those days that I'm feeling really stiff, and I just literally sit at the bottom of the squat. And that's exactly what I do. I just sit in the squat until the muscles give out. The weight makes it kind of easier to get deeper in the squat. It gets you through and into the kind of the passive range of motion, which is exactly what you need. You want to go beyond what your body's willing to go. It doesn't hurt, it doesn't do anything. There's no kind of like burning sensation back of your leg, like when you stretch your calf, your hamstring. It just feels nice. I feel it in the adductors, I feel it in the upper hamstring, and that's basically all I do for the squat. But yeah, so deadlifting kind of does that for me. It just warms up the glutes and the hamstrings, warms up the core, just gets me ready for squatting really. So once again, it's 40 kilos. I don't plan to change that weight for some time. I want to continue to do that. I think it's doing me good. I hope some of you guys have actually started doing that as well. I'd love to hear from you guys what you guys reckon. If it's changing, stuff with you guys as well. I certainly feel like it's something I'm going to keep. It's the ultimate warm up. I love it. Today I also wanted to do something else. I wanted to kind of experiment with another movement. One of the reasons that I think the daily deadlifts work is they warms up the hamstrings and the glutes. And so I kind of thought about it yesterday as I was kind of going about my day, and I thought, I want to try something else for the glutes. So what you guys seeing here on the screen now is basically me just messing around with hip thrusts. So you can see the way I've set it up here, just basically on the bench, no weight, and I decided to do a set of 50 here. And the goal here was to explore the range of motion, explore what's contracting, what isn't contracting. I didn't really like this movement. Halfway through it, I was like, I'm not really feeling it where I want to be feeling it. I was kind of feeling it in the adductors, and I was also feeling it a little bit in the lower back. And the reason for that is because I usually walk around with a bit of anterior pelvic tilt. And so this movement, the way you're kind of hinging your back on the bench there, I just feel like when I go down, like now, I feel like every time I do that, there's a bit of anterior pelvic tilt. What you want when you're engaging your glutes is posterior pelvic tilt. And what I'm doing here is exactly the opposite. So I was trying to think about it, like what's actually getting me into the hip extension. I don't know. So I didn't really like that. So I decided to take it on the ground and do what this is called glute bridges. Same thing, but when you go down, like now, the floor doesn't let you get into anterior pelvic tilt. It just kind of limits your range of motion. And so it's a smaller range of motion, but I really, really felt this in my glutes. I also felt that in the adductors as well, but there was no anterior pelvic tilt, so I just kind of went with this, and I just did, I don't know how many sets I did with just no weight. I did a whole bunch. I was just really trying to explore where the burning was going to be. That's a good indication, or what's actually working, obviously. But you don't want to be well, you can do whatever you want, but for me, I don't want to be doing something that's not doing exactly what I want it to do. It's an assistance exercise, and I want it to assist me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just do it for the sake of doing it because somebody said. So basically, the best thing to do is do really, really high reps initially and just really feel what's going on. I think glutes are paramount to human movement. It's the powerhouse of our body. It really, really is. If you think about the squat, if you think about ATG squats, there's a really acute angle at the bottom. So your basically your glutes are fully stretched out, and then they have to be able to contract from a really long state. And that takes a bit out of the glutes because they are mechanically disadvantaged in that acute angle. So I think, if you can work on your glutes kind of through an assistance exercise, it's really great. And so here you can see I decided to load it up a little bit. So, I mean, this is not heavy weight at all. I've got 40 kilos on the bar, same weight as I was doing with the deadlift. And I just thought, let's load it up a little bit. And so this really got me burning. I don't think it's because my glutes are that weak. I just think it's because it's a new movement. And so I think I did 3 sets of 30 here from memory. It felt really good. I felt really kind of active. Like this weight, kind of like the deadlifts, it's basically serving to activate your glutes. It kind of tells the brain, okay, you have some muscle here, man, and you got to be able to, use it. And so it wasn't metabolically stressing me all that much, although I did feel a burn. It was burning, but I don't think I'm going to get DOMS out of this, honestly. Anyway, so I did all of that, and I decided to start squatting. And the moment I put the bar on my back, I thought, damn, man, I just feel so explosive still, even though I did all these glute bridges and hip thrusts. I just felt poppy as hell, man. So right now, I'm squatting the 60 kilos, and I thought maybe I should go beyond 180 today. And so, I was really enjoying moving this light weight and just feeling so poppy. It's a rare day. I don't know. Most days on the Squat Everyday program, I just feel kind of like there's residual fatigue, but today, for whatever reason, I want to put all the points on top of the deadlift. I think the deadlift has done something to my body. It's kind of like really balanced me out and whatever. And but yeah. So 140 flew up. I did 160, but I forgot to tape it. And then 180 here. As soon as I unrack the bar, it just feels light, man. It just feels really, really light on my shoulders. You can see here, I took it kind of slow. It kind of looks slow, but it felt so poppy. So I don't know. I felt really, really good. So I loaded 190 here, and this is where I'm kind of unhappy. I loaded 190, still feels light. I feel like, I could have gone heavier. And then I go down, and for whatever reason, I just lost my positioning there for a moment, and there was a little bit of compromise on the spine around here. I just felt like I lost a bit of tension, and the bar started just, ended up being a bit more difficult than it was. Anyway, I thought I had 200 in me, but clearly it didn't happen. So I feel like it's gonna be around one of these days that I hit 200. I really feel good. Hopefully I feel the same tomorrow. Anyway, guys, until then, I'll leave you to it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Catch you.